Welcome back, family. We are here to do the full ranking of every MCU project from Disney Plus to the movie theater for Phase 4.
From the silver screen to the small screen.
Yes, absolutely. This is including the Disney Plus shows, the What If, the special presentations. The only thing that we're not counting is the I Am Groot, which it was really nice. Those were good, but to be honest, they didn't advance any stories.
It was cute.
They're like behind the scenes things, and we didn't want to count that in. Just something that would actually advance the stories, have something canon wise that would advance the story. So now we were thinking about this. I could do my list and show it, or Greg could do his list and show it. We thought it'd be more entertaining, and so far it is to us. I made my list, ranking it 1 through 17. Greg made his list 1 through 17. Then we averaged each one out. So if I rank something number 1, and Greg ranked it number 11, then as a Team Ohana collaborative, we rank it number 6. So as we go over this list from worst to first, we'll be able to say how it averages out on Team Ohana, and you'll hear us give our highlights and lowlights and explain why we ranked it higher or lower and dispute with each other. Because we fight all the time off the air.
Not Ted, let me at him. Let me at him.
Don't start.
Wait, you just said all I have to do is say
restraining
something.
Order.
All I have to do is say something about your mother, right? That's how it works on the streets.
Wrong.
From the other video.
But I would be the first one to say something. No, never mind.
Hey, I think your mother's perfume smells good. What'd you say about my mother?
What'd you say about my mother?
I said I enjoy the
well hydrated
fragrance.
now.
There we go.
What? Okay, so are you ready to get this started, sir?
No, but let's do it.
All right, so we're going to start at the bottom. Number 17. Actually a tie.
Oh.
But officially on the list, the way it did it, I guess it put it into alphabetical order. Yes, it did. It was a default because it was so coming in dead last due to alphabetical order. Thor: Love and Thunder.
I feel like we're going to get a lot of pushback on this one from what I've seen so far when we talk to people about it.
I'm sorry. It's funny because I've talked to people in real life about it, and every person just you almost see them like get that little lump in their throat, like they're trying to re-swallow and not throw up. Because
they feel like maybe they shouldn't be that annoyed with Thor, but
I know people that went to see it in the movie theater and left halfway through.
Wow, that's serious.
Yeah,
I've only ever done that once.
We're not talking about you being escorted out. You're talking about leaving on your own volition.
No, that happened 3 times. But I'm talking about my own leaving on my own volition. One time.
Do you remember what movie that was?
Yes, but it wasn't because it was terrible. It was because I went on a Saturday afternoon and it was Lemony Snicket's with Jim Carrey.
Okay.
And there were just too many kids. And I was like, I am losing my mind. I am leaving.
Did you go like for the 1 o'clock?
Yes.
You went to the diaper matinee.
I learned a thing that day, and I haven't been at that anything that could be remotely a children's movie interest.
Yes,
at
when
what you call a diaper matinee.
You walk into the theater and it smells like Pampers, turn around and leave. Okay, so Thor: Love and Thunder, I had listed as dead last on my list, and Greg had it listed as number 16. He actually
second to last.
Yes, one other film worse than this. I really don't think that we have to dispute this between each other, but
yeah.
The movie was overly corny. It was
hard to get through.
It was stupid, honestly. It just really was stupid. It made Dumb and Dumber seem like an intellectual film to me. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I remember I was just watching it and it just bit after bit after bit was like it just was trying real hard. It felt like
where it was succeeded in Ragnarok with the humor was it just let the actors just go with a natural flow, and it worked because the chemistry between the actors themselves worked very well. And I feel like what they tried to do is, okay, what we just did, more. As soon as you say more, it's not natural. Yeah. Turn that all the way up to 11 and get some more cowbell.
Yeah, exactly.
So, going on to the next one, number
16.
List. You had this as your dead last, and I had it as number 15. The Eternals.
Totally could be recency bias because I saw Thor: Love and Thunder more recently than Eternals, but yeah, man, Eternals. Ugh.
Eternals, I think, would have been great as a Disney Plus series. I think that they took too. I had no caring of any of the characters.
Bingo.
There was no development, so I wasn't invested in them at all. And the big bad guy that they were, other than the Eternal that was inside the planet about to explode it, the one that was killing all the Eternals and morphing and becoming stronger and stronger, they didn't have any kind of payoff with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the entire movie, they build this guy up and he's like, okay, now he's taking his form. Oh, never mind, he's dead. Okay, yeah. So, and there's still more film left. Yay. I think that if they had made it a Disney Plus series and spread it out over, say, 10 episodes and given us more time to learn the characters, and it wouldn't have felt so rushed in some areas, dragging in other areas, and without point in other areas. So
I think maybe you can get away with introducing a new character without much backstory, or maybe even 2 or 3 at once. But when you have a team that's like Avengers size or something more, yeah, that is so much to just be like, all right, here we go. Like, I don't know, man. There's all that. Each one has their own baggage, and there's a lot.
And not only that, but if that is, I mean, it's canon. It's actually happened in the MCU. And every film and everything that's happened afterwards, nobody's talking about this continent-sized fist that's now sticking out of the ocean.
Yeah. That's true.
And hit, like, I don't know. I
actually, it's been very mum's the word on Eternals in general. I haven't heard any rumors or anything.
Right. I mean, I think I've heard more rumors about Black Knight showing up again than anything else. And, well, what's the point?
So those are, honestly, the very beginning and the very end were my favorite parts. Not because it was ending, so I loved it. But I thought the Kit Harington stuff was the most interesting,
Yeah,
especially
and
the end.
I saw that before I ever watched an episode of Game of Thrones. So I'm like, Kit who?
Yeah. Yeah.
And looking back at it now, it's another thing. Like, okay, so he's the Black Knight. Yes, I'm a Marvel person, but I still understand that the Black Knight is on a horse. He has a sword that can cut through anything. It grants him powers, and it also destroys his soul over a period of time. What is he going to do with that against a Celestial on the other side of the universe?
Yeah, why introduce him here?
Yeah, I was like, I got to get the sword and do what?
Right.
I mean, Ghost Rider is very well. You can't even get to him.
Right.
Like, you're going to sit there swinging it at the sky, going, "If only I could go another 2 billion light years." It's a street level hero against a cosmic hero. It didn't make sense. I mean, even Ghost Rider couldn't do anything being terrestrial bound. He still has to have
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yeah. That's why they made Cosmic Ghost Rider, to get him out there. But as a terrestrial, so
him and Lobo should start a motorcycle gang in space.
Oh. Yeah.
That's the crossover that should happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Screw the Avengers and the Justice League.
So coming in number
15.
And this was an even, we both agreed, number
15.
I think it might be the only one that nope. There's a couple that we straight up agreed on. Looks like 4 total. Okay. 4 out of 16. 25% we actually agree. Number
15.
Miss Marvel. And this one we're definitely going to get a lot of flack for.
Absolutely.
And I understand the reasons that people say they like the film. And, I learned so much about Muslims and everything that went on during the time, and it was a great family environment, but that's not why I watch a Marvel show. Okay, I'll turn on Lifetime if I want to see that. And I do turn on Lifetime to watch those kind of shows, but when I'm expecting A and I get B, I'm going to feel disappointed.
Yeah. I think I do think it was very heavy-handed. I wouldn't have minded it as much if it was about half as much of just like they kept talking about the partition, the partition, the partition, and
Yes.
flashbacks and flashbacks and flashbacks. And
Yes.
I mean, just half of it. It would have been better, in my opinion.
Great. I see you drink a lot of water and stuff, but do you drink soda?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like Coke?
I know where you're going.
No. Do you like Coke?
It's fine. Yeah.
Do you like Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever grab a Coke thinking it was a Coke and it turned out it was Dr. Pepper in the glass and it just like, what the hell is that?
A better one for you is when I went to Europe and I got water and I got it and I took a drink and it was
Sparkling water?
carbonated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm used to tap water in America, but when you go there, you get the carbonated water.
Oh, and their sparkling water is so much better than ours, though, too.
And you take a drink and you're like, whoa, yeah,
yeah. It tastes horrible, even though you do like it, but it's just not what you were expecting.
Yeah.
And that's what it is with me with Miss Marvel. I'm sure if I were to go, and I haven't rewatched that. If I go back and rewatch it, knowing what it is and just try to appreciate it for what it is, I'm sure I would jump it up higher on this list. But my initial impression, based on the fact that I watched it one time, in comparison to everything else, I put this number
15.
It started so strong
and ended strong, but episodes 1 and 6 were both directed by the same director, not 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming in at number 14, Black Widow. And this is another one that we agree on.
Oh yeah, look at that. Okay.
Yep. What did you think was lacking in Black Widow? Why did you rate it so low?
Part of it for me was struggling with the fact that Nat was already dead and I was watching a movie about her. Not really fair to the movie itself, I guess, but didn't love that. That being said, I'm a hypocrite because I'm enjoying Andor and I liked Rogue One. I know.
Spoiler,
but
he don't make it.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I liked David Harbour's Red Guardian character pretty good. But I really didn't enjoy the interpretation of Taskmaster. I thought it was very odd, and it was largely forgettable outside of that.
Okay.
So,
for me, I didn't mind the fact that, I did mind the fact that Natasha's gone, but that didn't affect me watching that. But I went into this thinking it was going to be more of an origin story, and it really wasn't an origin story. It very briefly touched in the beginning, and then it was like one adventure, I guess, before she passed away, where Yelena got introduced, and I'm so glad for that. But I hated what they did with Taskmaster. I hated Red Guardian.
Oh.
I thought it was just, he could have told the story of Thor: Love and Thunder. There we go. Yeah.
Actually, Thor: Love and Thunder was told from Red Guardian's mouth.
Oh yeah,
I know, but I'm just.
Well, that was actually Red Guardian in the Korg's rock suit. So. I thought the action sequences were really, really great. They were spot on. The controversy that went on with with Scarlett Johansson, I agree with her. So I heard that she's getting another project where she gets to direct it. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm glad.
Like MCU project or just Disney?
Nope. They've reached a settlement where she's going to be, I think, in charge of a project to be named.
Oh, cool.
So, overall, though, the way they portrayed Taskmaster, instead of I didn't care about the gender swap. That was fine.
Yeah, didn't bother me.
But a computerized, as opposed to
cyborg thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's like Taskmaster is like Echo. I see it, I learn from it, I duplicate it.
Yes.
If they do that with Echo, I'm going to hate Echo just as much. You're taking away the core ability, and Taskmaster is kind of snarky, and they made him,
mute.
Yeah, Deadpool from X-Men Origins,
the early '80s.
Yeah, so with the no mouth Ryan Reynolds, and I didn't like the character. I didn't like the way they portrayed it. It really was not comic accurate. As I said, I don't need the comic story to be word for word, but I want it to be comic accurate, and it really wasn't.
Let me ask you this: do you think they're going to fix it in the Thunderbolts, or are they going to dig in deeper? I'm trying to think when Disney has gotten feedback.
I think they're going to try to fix it, and I think they're going to fail.
Ooh.
Because I think the only way to fix it is to get rid of completely the computerized version and allow the character to talk and interact. And unless they come up with some grand way that the character is all of a sudden able to have this ability that it clearly didn't have in the Black Widow movie, because if she had that ability, she would need to have all those computer shit.
Well, in comes Riri and Shuri with their vibranium computers to repair.
Coming in at number 13, I can see it now. The What If series.
Now
you didn't watch all of them, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. I made sure that I watched all of them because I was told in interviews this is canon. I've yet to see any of this in the MCU.
So wasn't the Doctor Strange? That wasn't the same?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
That was not.
I tried. I mean, I really did.
I know. I want, and we all thought it was going to be by the trailers. We got so hyped up. But that was not the same Superior Strange from the What If. Yeah. And I got, when I first watched it, I loved it because I saw all the things that were going on. Now I feel like it just wasted my time. They're cute stories. Some of them were good. Some of them were not. The ones with Chadwick Boseman were great. I love the Thanos one with Chadwick Boseman if he were Star-Lord. That just made me laugh a lot.
And the animation was cool too.
Yeah, it was. But with my life, with your life, us doing the channel, and all the things that we try to watch so we can keep up to date and know everything we need to know to present accurate information to not just ourselves, but our fans and our channel. I can't say fans, our family. Not fans. We're not stars. It's just weird. Sorry. I feel like I could have had, done other things with my time.
Yeah.
Let's see. And we have a bigger discrepancy here in our next one, coming in at number 12.
Yeah, this surprised me after some conversations we've had in the past.
Coming at number 12, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, I actually have this ranked 4 spots higher than Greg.
Which is weird.
Well, it still comes in the bottom half.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I liked this film. It's just saying this movie. Are you surprised that I rank it higher, or surprised that I ranked it as high as I did?
No, I'm surprised my ranking is lower than yours.
There's other ones that I disliked more.
There you go. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, like the one that's next on this list is a complete flip for the two of us. Yeah, it's a complete flip. Look, this movie had good groundwork for stuff going forward. I think it really started the whole. We're going to see Wong in everything. It's the next phase is the Wong phase.
Phase Wong.
But some of the stuff was just a little bit over the top, unbelievable. And I just think it's magic, but still, I could not suspend my disbelief. One of them being, okay, we're going to take this girl named Awkwafina, and I'm going to give her 20 minutes of showing her how to use a longbow, and she's going to make the shot that's going to save the world against a dragon. Really?
I'm Awkwafina out.
I love the scenes where they were interacting where it wasn't superhero related, like when they were in the karaoke, especially with Wong. I'll watch that all day, man. That's funny.
I like the martial arts.
Yes,
it's cool to have that in the MCU, and I thought they were pretty good.
And the special effects where they had like the water coming in from the walls, beautifully done.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't feel it was a character that we need in the MCU going forward. Maybe I'll learn more with the rings. Were you a fan of what they did with Ben Kingsley? The fake Mandarin.
Yeah. I mean, sure. It was cute. Like, it was funny, but clearly it was forgettable. I had to think about it for a second.
I hated the Mandarin so badly in Iron Man that when I saw him up on the screen, I'm like, oh, not this idiot again.
It was like residual PTSD.
Yes, exactly. And he's like, oh, I'm being tortured. I'm like, good, because right now I am too. I mean, and I love Ben Kingsley. He's an amazing actor.
He is.
But I don't ever want to see him in the MCU again. I'm sorry.
No.
Or at least his character. Give him somebody.
You stay out, and Ben Kingsley. You stay out.
No, I'm Trevor. They give me more drugs.
Yeah. Wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I needed the drugs to see any more of him.
Oh.
So the reintroduction of him, Aquafina, as you said, being Aquafina'd out, but there were enough sequences in it that were captivating enough to watch. Plus, this one also does have a special place in my memory, which I'll always remember, is I had tickets for the opening weekend, and I wasn't feeling quite well. I mean, I was starting to feel really run down when we got to the movie theater. And the next day, I was completely bedridden for the next 2 weeks with COVID. Yay!
That's why
hopefully I didn't get anybody else sick, but I was just like, oh, I kind of feel run down, man. I must be getting tired at work. Nope. So Shang-Chi gave me.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay, let's leave that one alone. Yeah. Coming in at number 11, the Moon Knight series.
Yeah.
Now, you had this ranked way higher than I did.
I did. I'm a sucker for, blockbuster Hollywood Middle East adventures, such as this and like Indiana Jones and stuff like that. So I really loved that part, but also Oscar Isaac I thought was really good in that.
He is amazing. He really is. I mean, when I was watching the two different characters, I had to keep reminding myself it was the same actor.
Yeah, there were times where I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end when they were like aware of each other and going through like the hospital and stuff.
Oh, and when Steven falls off the ship.
Oh, heart-wrenching.
Yeah, it really was. But I needed Jake Lockley a lot sooner. Not just like a little end credits. And also all the fight scenes and everything that was blocked out. I really anticipated it being resolved and us flashing back and seeing what actually happened.
Yeah, that's a good point because we didn't actually see too much. We saw like a strobe light in the end of the first episode in the bathroom, like kind of fighting, but we couldn't see really. And then what? He fought like that werewolf.
Well, they had the car chase
thing
with muffins
on the roofs. Yeah, yeah.
The three guys that he wound up killing them with the dagger after he let him go. And Steven, what did you do? I didn't do this,
Yeah,
and you knew there was a third personality, but to me, it almost felt. And also when Arthur Harrow tells everybody to kneel and try to get the scarab back, and he's like, "Yeah, take it." Nope.
Oh yeah.
It almost felt like, are they just trying to save money on fight scenes? I want to know what happens.
Yeah, there's only so many times where it's fun where it's like,
ooh, that was good. That was really good.
Thank you.
But I mean, even in comic books, when you get something like that, usually at the end of the comic book, they'll have the panels. This is what actually happened. And you're like, oh wow.
Yeah. I also I'll never forget. There's two things I'll never forget about the series.
Okay.
One is when, what was her name? Layla? I forget her name. The girl.
Sounds right.
I don't know why I'm asking you. But when she's walking in the cave, she's like strafing.
Yeah.
And then the guy comes from behind and pulls her.
Oh yeah.
I was like, man, this is really well done. I loved it. It was a good jump scare. And then the other thing I'll remember always,
while you're thinking, that I love the most about this series is how well they portrayed Khonshu.
Voice actor was perfect for it.
But even just the the look of him.
Yes.
I mean, there's almost this, this beak skull, which is held together with a couple of sinews on his body. And I've seen some people have amazing cosplays for this. It was so well done. I know it was CGI for that, but it was gorgeous. I loved it.
I think maybe the thing I was thinking of was it was our first real reaction together.
Ah, okay.
Right?
It's our first date.
I think it was.
And you told me I'm not allowed to have popcorn. No, the viewers told me that much further before that. All right. Coming in number 10, something we both ranked. It's kind of funny. We both ranked this number 9, but it came in at number 10 because the way other things worked got higher.
Yeah.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I like this series.
I really did. I think it did miss a couple of small marks, but I loved Isaiah in this. He's so powerful in this. It just gives me chills. The Truth, Red, White, and Black storyline is just amazing. And the fact that he's going to be in the next Captain America movie is very important. So, but overall, it had some of the most memorable scenes. But at the same time, a few scenes I thought went over the top or just missed the mark. It was close, but it didn't quite grab me the way I was hoping it would.
For me, I don't consider the bad guys or the enemy really as good, or I just kind of ignore that part of the show because it was like whatever. Mm-hmm. But I really liked, as opposed to a lot of people, like he was being memed so hard, but I really liked John Walker, and I thought he did a great job. Look, everybody was calling him Walmart Captain, great value Captain America.
Sam's Club. There we go.
Yeah, but I liked him. I liked his introduction. I liked Bucky and Sam Wilson together. That was fun, and it felt natural, kind of like they're brotherly, beating on each other, but actually love each other. Mm-hmm. And then finally, that was our first introduction, I believe, to DeFontaine, Allegra.
Yes. Contessa Allegra DeFontaine, yeah.
Yes. Woo.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. They had to make sure they got an actress with a big name too.
All right. Yeah. So for those reasons, I really like that series.
One of the things that if you watch any scene with Steve Rogers, Captain America, he always introduces himself as Steve. He never says, "I'm Captain America." John Walker never says, "Hi, I'm John Walker." He always says, "I'm Captain America." You know who I am? I'm Captain America. So he allows that position to go to his head. And that one scene with the blood on the shield.
I'm
back. Here you go.
With the blood on the shield. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That scene gave me more chills than anything I saw in Phase 4.
Wow.
I mean, and the name of the episode, and the whole world is watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the way that camera panned around with the blood on the shield. I mean, I'm sorry, that blood looked chunky. And I'm just sitting there watching the screen like, holy shit.
The whole world's watching.
What the hell did you do? So, yeah, that hit home. We're hitting the major one here. Coming in at number 9. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Look, Sam Raimi has got a certain style, man. He does.
Yes, he does.
And I like that style. I just don't know how well it translates to the MCU. And before people say, "Oh, well, he directed Spider-Man too." Yes, and he's also the reason we had a dancing Peter Parker. One of the worst scenes ever with Spider-Man. And it just kept going on and on and on. It wouldn't end. So I thought that there were certain scenes in it that just didn't mesh properly. And it was just, I think that they should have renamed the movie Scarlet Witch with help from Doctor Strange. Oh, and by the way, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, there was a lot of Scarlet Witch in there, more than I thought there was going to be.
And her scenes were deeper and more intense than anything with Doctor Strange on the screen.
And some of them were straight up horror, like when she was going through those sewer tubes and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I was like, okay, I'm witched out.
No, I mean when I saw that opening night also, and the whole audience when she said to Reed Richards, is their mother still alive? Yes, good. Then there'll be somebody to raise them. And I'm like, well, hold on. He's like, damn, girl.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
And then she pops him like a freaking balloon, But we're like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, and I hated how she just did Professor X, man. Oof.
You ever really watch that slow motion? She doesn't put a hand on the shoulder and snap his head. She puts a hand here and a hand here and rips his head apart.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, the jaw goes one way and the head goes the other.
Yeah, see? I'm tired of Scarlet Witch. I don't like her. Murderer.
No, I like her. No, don't kill her.
I know, you love her. I don't like her.
No, she was great until she was manipulated by the Darkhold. And if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know that that's something that's very easy to happen.
Very easy.
This surprised me with your ranking.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 8.
Oops.
No, oops. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Anybody who doesn't believe that, go to Russia.
Sorry, that took me.
Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, coming in at number 8.
Yeah, that's on me.
You got to tell me, man. You got to tell me. I've seen this twice already now.
I saw it once. I've said it before on the channel, and I want to preface it with, I think they handled Chadwick Boseman perfectly. It never got too cheesy. It never was low class for me. So I definitely want to give him credit there. But otherwise, I don't know. I don't like I just didn't feel much with Shuri and the leftover Wakandans. Really, it didn't grab me.
Okay.
I don't know what to say other than that. It was, yeah.
Well, everybody knew that this was going to be a very emotional movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, by the way, on any of these, there are spoilers. So if you haven't seen some of these shows, sorry, maybe you shouldn't be watching this, but
I'll put a thing at the beginning.
Yeah, something at the beginning. Hopefully they would have seen it before now. But what did you think of when you saw Killmonger?
No, that was unexpected.
Did you think that was proper? To me, before the camera even started going to the chair, I knew who was going to be sitting.
Well,
because they were making such a point about it being, well, yeah, I got to see my mother. I got to see my mother. I got to see my mother. I'm like, then you're not going to see your mother. You're saying it that much. It's not going to be who you want. They're not going to show Chadwick. Who's the other person that is going to be in the spirit realm? Not going to be T'Chaka. It's going to be Killmonger.
Yeah.
And the reasoning was perfect. Why are you here? Why did you take the heart shade herb? Because you want to burn down the world. And you see the entire throne room burst into flames as they're talking about it. The symbolisms were very well done. In the comics, Namor, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pronounce him Namor. Namor, the Submarinara, he floods the entire country.
Yeah.
And to be able to flood a landlocked country was I think they're landlocked. I don't think that they've got a coast. I've never seen it referenced. But
yeah, the only thing we see, I think, is a river. But
what they did was they actually had bombs made out of like super high compressed water, which if you know fluids, you can't compress water. But they had ways of doing it with vibranium, which turned their elements into a weapon. The same way that the Wakandans use vibranium as a weapon, the Tulakans use water as a weapon, even when they're on land. And I like that. That was really smart. I didn't see there was any reason for them to have to evacuate to the highlands of the Jabari, because the Jabari have fishermen, which means there's water in Jabari land, so they can get there too. So, a few things didn't make perfect sense, but I had it ranked actually number 3 on the list, and it got pulled down just like I pulled a couple of his down. Fair is fair. But again, it's fresh in my mind. I walked out of the theater with high expectations, hoping that this was the one that got it back on track for the MCU, And in my mind, it did. And I thought the post-credit scene was probably one of the best post-credit scenes so far in the MCU. Every other one has been either some guy punching himself going, "It's over," or "This is what's going to be in the next movie. Yay, come by."
That's true.
This was, 10 years from now, this might be the way the story goes. So,
yeah.
Coming in at number 7, and we're pretty closely ranked on this.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get a lot of flack on this. She-Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
With the exception, this would be higher if there wasn't twerking. Because I thought that scene was just stupid.
Yeah, it seemed like they did that scene specifically for that celebrity.
Yep.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion, right. Which I don't know her music, I'm sorry.
I know she's got a signature plate at Popeyes. Saw it at the drive-thru.
I haven't been to Popeyes in a long, long time. But people that really browbeat this character saying, "Oh, she makes men look stupid," no, not all men are looking stupid. Only stupid men look stupid in this show. There are a lot of smart guys in this show too. But she's interacting with the stupid ones, and let's face it, a lot of us guys were stupid. But all the things that she does are very accurate to the John Byrne series of the Sensational She-Hulk, which was the longest running of the She-Hulk series. So I watched this and I felt like I was watching a comic book brought to life. And
there you go.
This was exactly what I thought it was going to be. So I didn't have a disappointment. I laughed a lot. I enjoyed it. I thought it had a couple of moments. I thought that Titania was badly done. Titania is not, a social media influencer who knocks out her teeth and takes the wedding cake to leave. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
That was weird. But I thought the series started excellent and finished very strong. And I love the Kevin Feige twist at the end.
Some people really didn't. I thought that was fantastic, though.
You know what? Kevin had to sign off on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And just like the whole meta thing about the Disney Plus menu and all that on your TV.
And that's exactly something that She-Hulk would do. She would rip out pages of her old comic books so she could get to a later page to hurry up and so. Coming in number 6, getting up there, Hawkeye.
So this is a reverse of Black Panther, basically.
Yes, you like this one a lot. This was your number 3, and my number 10.
Loved Hawkeye.
Okay, so since I put you on the spot for, what was it, the Moon Knight?
Panther? Oh.
Then I've got to take the lead on this and say what I didn't like about Hawkeye.
There you go. Go ahead.
Okay. I thought Echo was crap. I did not like. It didn't seem like she had very great fighting abilities. I think that they cast somebody that was completely accurate to the comic book just for the sake of saying we need to get a deaf, one-legged actress in here, so we appease those markets. And that's a very small pool of actresses to choose from. So I didn't think that she was very good for the role. Kate Bishop is very unliked in the very beginning. I hated the character in the beginning, much like the way everybody hated Ahsoka Tano in the beginning of Clone Wars. But the longer the series went on and the more Hawkeye started to care about it, the more I started to like her also. Love Lucky the Pizza Dog. You know me, I'm with him. But 6 episodes to go from I hate this character to I love this character was too fast for me. And I mean, it took me a couple seasons with Ahsoka. Let's be honest. It took everybody a couple seasons. The one thing that I really did like, though, is I loved seeing Kingpin again. I liked seeing the strength that he had, ripping the car door. I mean, that's the Kingpin that we really did know. If you knew Kingpin and Daredevil, their fight scenes in the Netflix series were not really accurate. Daredevil's a much better fighter. He wasn't a brawler. Yeah. And Kingpin, he'll throw a couch at you, man. So the way that they had him portrayed there was a bit more accurate. But
I just wish that he wore his comic accurate attire, don't you, Larry?
He did. Yeah, that's right. He did. That's the right. That's the right outfit. He picked that outfit after reading the comic.
Yeah,
I think they should have put a long wig on him and let him play Thor again, though. But again, people are saying like, "Oh, I can't believe they brought him back just so they could kill him." Again, this emphasizes the people that don't read the comics. Okay, Yeah, no, he's shot in the eye. He's blind.
Yes.
For a little while, then his money, he gets an eye transplant. But it actually puts him on the same level with Daredevil being blind. That is panel for panel exactly the same scene as in the comic books. So, I mean, it was very good. There are other things on this list that I thought were better, and you poo-pooed a lot of them, so you knocked them down for me. But I did like I did like it. I wasn't crazy about Kate Bishop. I'm still not totally liking the character, the way they have her portrayed. And it makes me worried that I'm not going to enjoy the Young Avengers going forward.
I really like her character. I love Clint. I mostly agree with you about Echo. It feels wrong to say that, but I think you're probably onto something there. I wasn't particularly impressed with like the choreography of fighting that she was doing or anything. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed the Trust a Bro crew and all those guys. I like the swordsman. I forget the.
Oh man, he was just goofy.
Yeah, I thought it was good though. It was good, and I think I have a little place in my heart for Christmas. So I think that kind of boosted it up for me a little bit. So I enjoyed it.
And again, if I'm really making it sound like I hate that actress, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that, but it's like I said, they look like they were trying to be super accurate.
Yeah,
to
I know what you mean.
But at the same time, in so many other characters, they gender swap or race swap or anything else, and we don't have a problem with it. Why couldn't they have made the best? To me, they did to Echo what they did to Taskmaster.
I believe that was her first ever acting role.
Well, Echo's ability is anything she sees, she can duplicate. So if she watches you fight, she can fight. If she watches you do heart surgery, she can do heart surgery.
Okay. Yeah. So
I didn't get that sense at all.
Hawkeye was her first role ever, and then Echo is her second. So maybe she'll improve after,
But it's not just her, though. They didn't give me the sense of what her power is, her ability is.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, like the writing of it. Yeah. And that sparked that sparked the whole Mockingbird thing too.
Yes, which went nowhere.
Yeah, at least yet. So
hopefully we'll get some kind of a backstory on that one. But I'd love to see Linda Cardellini more.
She's great,
and not just as Velma. She really is. Coming in at number 5, we're the top 5 people. Woo-hoo. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I actually watched this now 3 times.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yep. I was watching some reaction videos for this before I came down to record this.
Oh, it was fun. The animation caught us both off guard at the beginning.
Yeah, because a lot of people, I've seen in reaction videos, people are like, this is animated? But it is perfectly done because they wanted to get Michael Rooker's voice into that role, but his death was very, very touching in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. He might have been your daddy, but he wasn't. No, he might have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy. Who's your daddy, son? I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. They didn't want to cheapen that and have him come back, but by having an animation with his voice, it was okay. And I think that's also gauging how people are going to respond when they hear Robert Downey Jr. as the AI in WEREWOLF. That's my thought on that. I think, to see like people, oh, no, that was really tastefully done. I'm glad they did it that way. Disney's like, yeah, we knew what we're doing. Tony Stark, do it.
Yeah. Infamous Iron Man #1.
Yes. It's your Infamous Iron Man #1 too. Did you just get one?
Yeah, I was gonna have Bendis sign it, but he chickened out of Baltimore, or maybe he got sick and didn't want to spread it. Either way,
it's got the chicken pox.
Oh.
So, there are a couple of things about it that are like, okay, so he throws Mantis over the fence, and then 2 minutes later, you see them jumping over fences which are equal height. I'm like, couldn't she have just jumped over the first fence? I catch these things, and I'm like, flaw. But still, it's a holiday special. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's not a cinematic achievement. It's supposed to make you feel good, and it really did. And I think the unsung star of this is Nebula. When they tell her to turn on the snow, she's like, all right. She's got that, I hate happy days. I hate Christmas. She's grouchy smart.
And the Gargamel. And then she Peter tells her to go get Kevin Bacon.
Go get Kevin Bacon.
And she's like,
don't kill Kevin Bacon. You can't outrun me, Bacon.
all right.
She's so intense, and she's such a cool actress, though. I mean, you ever watch the Jumanji films with her? Yeah.
No, but I'm familiar with her work. Yeah.
She's funny in interviews. She's a really great person, from what I see.
Yeah.
But I think right now I could actually watch maybe even a small 4 or 5 episode series on Disney Plus of Drax and Mantis. I think the two of them are really cool together.
I don't think it'll ever happen though, because I think
No.
Bautista is done with Drax.
It's funny because he's really starting to elevate the character to the point where he won't be posing for pictures as the God of War. Kratos.
In the background, beating up the Transformer.
Let's move this up to number 4, which is our biggest division.
Controversy.
Okay, so this is number 4. You rank it your number 1.
Oh.
I rank it number 12.
Oh.
And we come in with Loki.
Oh. Man, I really, really enjoyed this series. I don't know if it's me being enchanted by Tom Hiddleston. I was super pleasantly surprised by Owen Wilson's performance.
I got that.
I didn't hate him, but I thought of him a very one-dimensional, oh wow, actor. But
the highlight of his career being Night of the Museum.
Oh wow. And he really stepped it up in this for me. And it was just so I was uninitiated on the TVA prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just, I don't know, it was really well done for me. I liked it.
For me, I did not like episodes 1, 2, 3, or 4. 5 got good. 6 was good. That's the way I look at it. And my biggest complaint was that all the officers, including Owen Wilson, are human beings. They're variants, but they are human beings with human intellect. This is the god of mischief. He has been fooling humans for 1,500 years, and all of a sudden now he's an idiot. It's predictable. I did not think that was merited, that he would have a sub-intelligence to other mortals.
I think it is because the only thing I can think of is that it was just so foreign to him that he was just like gobsmacked the entire time. So his wits weren't about him. But he's a god, so I don't know.
But also, I mean, they're in the background going, no, I'm playing him. You know, I know what I'm doing. He's going to do this and he's going to do this. He's very predictable. No, he's not. So it did strike me. But a couple of things that I thought were amazing. The character growth of the character Loki. Okay, him in the beginning. Do you know what I'll do to you? I'm above all of you. And then you realize that he actually died. He caused this. He caused this. When he's seeing the film of his own life, watching his mother die, which he hadn't yet seen that happen, knowing that all these things are going to transpire and he's going to die doing something noble, but still die, I mean, for real. And end of tape. And that's it. The end of Loki. Then he's going through these episodes and he's finding, granted, it is kind of weird. It's his own variant that he falls in love with.
Yeah.
But still, he finds love. But he is not trusted by himself because of all the things he's done in his life. And when in episode 6, this was the part that really did hit home. When she pushed him back through the portal and closed it so she could kill Kang. And he's sitting there like, my one chance for real happiness, and the only person I can blame for me not having it is myself. For everything I've done my entire life up to this point has laid the groundwork why nobody, including myself, can trust me. And it's almost like, you know, I'm turning a corner. I'm going to be a good guy. I'm going to be a hero for a change. But the whole universe is rewritten. And now we got season 2. It was funny because at the end of episode 6, I'm like, I want episode 7, 8, and 9 now. It's finally getting good.
Well, that brought us Kang, so now we got I think first thing in phase 5 is Ant-Man Quantumania, and that definitely has Kang in it, so anything's possible with Kang.
Yes. We're coming up to the number 3, which was
higher than either of us ranked it.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. It's just that other ones had such low numbers that you yank it down. Coming at number 3, the Werewolf by Night special presentation on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah,
this was so, and this flew under the radar. I was not expecting it to be this good.
Agreed.
Like,
We woke up at 3:00 that morning to watch it first thing.
And yeah, again, we were like, got up at 3 in the morning so we can make a reaction video to try to get it onto the internet first, so we could get more views and more people interested in the channel. And we finished. We're like, yo, dude, that was really good.
Yeah.
I was not expecting a good thing from Werewolf by Night. And Ted. I love Ted.
Oh, I love Man-Thing.
I want to hang out with him. Hopefully he doesn't touch me, but I want to hang out with him. I'll make espresso with him.
Yeah, I'll give you a French press. No problem.
Decaf probably, but I have no complaints about that. I love the format and the old 70s horror film campy style, being in black and white, switching to color at the end. Also, Bloodstone being a really good character. Nothing over the top, just really cool.
Yeah,
and I think that this is yet another one of the Ghost Rider, Black Knights, Werewolf by Night, Man-Thing, MonsterVerse that's kind of opening up in the future. Blade, vampires, who knows what. So this, it could be a lot of fun, and this could be the ground zero for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming in number 2 is my number 1, Greg's number 4, Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Spider-Man's your boy.
Yeah, well, look, this was another opening night for me, and I had to go a second time because I didn't hear half the film. I didn't hear. Don't start. Yeah, the Andrew Garfield redemption catch. Yes, absolutely. I was in one of those audiences that was just super loud, super screaming, and I had to go. I was probably the loudest one in the theater. I had to go a second and third time. I saw it in another country as well, just so I could hear all the things that I missed. Willem Dafoe, oh my God. I'm so glad that they decided to not put on that stupid helmet. But yeah, his facial expressions were just amazing. The death of Aunt May to...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the way that it happens, I'm like, oh no, they're not killing. No, they're not killing. Oh God, they're killing her. I wasn't ready for this one either. It hit really where it needed to. It had just the right amount of fan service, and it was done in a way that if you weren't a fan of certain scenes, you didn't feel like I'm missing the joke because you didn't even realize it wasn't. It was like hidden fan service, so it wasn't like super in your face.
The end was melancholy and a little bit sad. How like he had to erase everyone's memory basically, and he didn't have friends anymore.
I thought that was perfect because one of the gripes that I have had with Spider-Man is he's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man who's off on Titan and in space with Iron Man producer Tony Stark armor, and I'm like, this is not Spider-Man. So this was at the end of it, it rebooted him back to I'm in my small little apartment trying to make money, trying to go to college, and being Spider-Man, and they brought him back down to street level.
Yeah.
So everybody forgot about him.
I feel like Spider-Man is one of those characters that can be both, because he's like super strong, right?
Yeah.
Like he can fight Thing and Hulk and stuff.
Well, I mean, he knocked Hulk into space, but that was when he had the cosmic powers. I don't know if he could really do that on a normal day.
Oh, okay. Definitely
couldn't do much. Well, he did battle and beat Juggernaut,
who's got the crystal of Inkadinkadoo on his head. I don't remember. I don't remember what exactly it was.
The Ruby of the Cytorak, I think it was called.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So you say the Inca Tinka do, and I'm picturing Mario going, there it is, delete it.
Same thing.
Yeah. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, so number 1 was a number 2 for both of our lists. But just the way we knocked everything else around, it overall accumulative average came out as our number 1, WandaVision.
Ooh.
And I actually discussed this with somebody at work today.
Okay.
Who, you bet, Josh, you better be watching this right now because you said you wanted me to tell you when this video hits so you can watch it because you wanted to know what number 1 is. Here it is, WandaVision. And we were talking about WandaVision. He and I both had exactly the same reaction as we were watching it. After watching the first, second, and third episodes. And if you remember, this was the first series they dropped this, and they dropped the first 3 episodes in one shot.
Yeah.
After watching the third episode, I'm sitting there like, what the hell am I watching and why am I watching this? And I know people that stopped after 3 episodes and never watched any further. Episode 4 puts everything in the first 3 episodes into perspective, and you understand it. And when I watched episode 4, I'm like, I gotta go rewatch 1, 2, 3. Holy shit! This was an experience because this was the first Disney Plus show. We didn't know what we were getting. It was so original. It was done with original seats for the audience and original special effects from the Mary Tyler Moore show and stuff like that, and the Dick Van Dyke show and stuff like that. They had the original special effects people working on this, and it was something that's never been tried before. The actors are like, we got to do this in front of a live audience. We didn't know this.
Yeah,
and it worked.
6 different decades of TV.
Yeah, and it worked perfectly. And every time you watched an episode, you reanalyze something from an earlier episode, and it meant something different.
It's interesting you say that because I could not wait. Like my parents come over Fridays to hang out with the grandkids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't wait and we wanted to watch the show together, but I couldn't wait for them. So I would watch the show during the week, and then I'd watch the episode again on Friday, and I'd be like, oh, I'm catching stuff this time. And so
right.
I definitely think it is something that a second watch, at least, you'll still pick up stuff and you'll interpret things a little bit differently.
Well, I'll give you one that I was talking with Josh today. The very first episode, they have the breakfast for dinner.
Okay.
With the boss? Okay. And the boss is questioning, why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids? Answer me this. Answer. He's pounding on the table. Then he starts to choke.
Yeah.
He wasn't choking on food.
Vader.
Wanda was choking him.
Yeah.
At the very end, when the crowd is coming at her and they're all, like, why did you put us into this dream? It's your fault. What did she do? Boom. She chokes every single one of them. Exactly the same way.
She goes.
He was antagonizing her. She was choking him. Vision, being her construct, could end it. But that's why I don't remember the name of the actress. The one that was from that 70s show was sitting there next to her. She wasn't saying, save him, save him. She was saying, stop it. Stop it.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
That was weird. Now that I'm thinking about it.
And you had no idea until the very last episode when I saw that. I'm like, she was choking that guy back in episode 1. I'm watching episode 12 and I just learned something about episode 1. I got to rewatch this whole thing again. This is like the Sixth Sense where you're like, you watch Sixth Sense and you're like, I got to rewatch this. Did nobody interact with this guy the whole movie?
Yeah. Yeah. It was. And when I remember very vividly when the guy in the beekeeper suit went in the sewer and like that whole scene, I was like, dude, what is happening? This is crazy.
Yeah.
And it was just like that feeling was just very intense for the show. That was great.
And the ship of Theseus, the discussion between the two visions.
I love that paradox.
Yes.
Because
I just want to know where the hell White Vision went.
Oh, he'll be coming back.
Yes, but he remembers, like, I am Vision. Yeah, and that's the woman you love. Wait, where are you going? Dude, she's in trouble. That's the one problem I have with that.
Yeah. So good.
So that is our list of 17 Phase 4. Were we crazy? Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? I know there's going to be some disagreements on this. I know Larry alone is going to be disagreeing a lot on this.
More than just the outfit of Kingpin.
Yes. He actually is a big supporter. Larry Cimarelli is a very big supporter of She-Hulk twerking. Make sure you put that in the comments.
Yes, thank you.
So
I thought you were going to say supporter of the channel.
After I said he's supporting the twerking, he's probably not a supporter of the channel.
You want to return the shirt he bought.
But if you would like to support the channel, there are multiple ways to do it. Don't forget that we have our own Patreon page. So you can jump in, vote on what we're going to be doing reactions to, the comics that we're going to be reading in our back issue book club. You get to see the reaction videos as a watch along, completely uncut. So we're trying to find more things that we can add to the channel. We've got our shirts and hats, including the Submarinera, up on eBay. Oh, yes. Oh, you got the teal one too. Cool.
Yeah.
Did you steal my hat? Wait, where's my hat?
No, I've had this one since the beginning.
I know. By the way, I'm 4 buttons away. If you want to know how much smaller my head is.
Oh yeah, you got a tiny head.
You have a bigger brain.
I got a bigger vocabulary.
Also, we have 2 exclusive comics coming out.
Ooh, yes.
Next week.
Oh.
A week from... Yes, on the 7th, we have Radiant Pink coming out. The Deegan Pecoris exclusive, limited to 500. And the week after, we have the Mark Millar book. Ooh, there you go.
I could just do it this way instead of in post.
Yes. Which, if you go to syndicatecomicsshop.com, they have... you can buy it raw, you can buy it signed, you can buy bundles with cover A, cover B, you can get remarks, you can get a full sketch on a Radiant Black #1. He's got all sorts of different ones. Actually, there was a scan code. I don't know if you can pick it up there, like going back to pictures. Boom. Well, yep, there you go. There's a scan code, so you can go click right on that and it'll bring you right to the page, which also has a page for Mark Millar's book coming out on December 14th, 1 week later. Nightclub. And I call that dang thing Night Gang again today at work.
Hey, you didn't do it in front of me, so we're good.
Yeah, but the guy that I called it Nightclub and then corrected myself, he actually went online and ordered one. So
all right.
So same thing applies here. We've got raw, we've got signed, we've got remarks, we've got A and B. If you don't want to order in advance and you would like to actually watch Deegan sign your book as you order it, there's going to be a live stream on Whatnot on the 7th and on the 14th, I believe. On the 14th, I know the 7th, on Trends Are Trash on Whatnot, where you can actually buy them right there on the spot, and the camera will turn, and you can watch Deegan sign it for you. But these are the first 2 exclusive comics that Team Ohana is involved with. Syndicate Comics was wonderful enough to allow us to jump in with them on this, and we're going to have our own labels on, our own logo on the back of the book. We've got certificates of authenticity, which are made for each of these books. They're not just generic ones. And we've kept the price down on this too. The raw book is only $15 on this, not $20, $25 like most exclusives are. Yeah. So seriously, though, these both look like they're going to be really great books. Mark Millar is, if you don't know what he's written, Wikipedia, Google it, whatever, and you'll see the stuff that this man has done. This is pretty much already optioned to Netflix. And Radiant Pink is another one, part of the Radiant universe. And I'm sorry, on this one, it's not even a contest. Deegan's art is the best. It is. So yeah, there's the other pictures.
Now there's a bunch of other exclusives, but these are the 3 plus Deegan's official covers.
There are no other exclusives of this book.
Only this exclusive.
Yeah. So I think that's about it. I've talked my head off.
That was great. All the housekeeping. You mentioned it quickly, but it bears repeating. Back Issue Book Club podcast is out, episode number 4 now. And you can always make suggestions of what series you want us to read in the future on YouTube, and then on Patreon you can go actually choose which one we do.
Yes.
So,
and next week we are doing your birth book, Spider-Man versus Wolverine, 1987 February. Yep. So anybody that wants identity theft, there's part of your information right there.
Oh, what?
Hey, I'm Captain America 100. I'm old. You don't have to agree to that quickly. You're like, yes, you are.
Oh, sorry. No, honey, you're not old. You're just fine.
Guys, thanks so much for joining. And we will see you on the next video. Until we do, though, happy holidays and mahalo.